Gypsy Rose Blanchard. That name has been trending for the past couple days, and I'm here to tell you guys why that's even trending. Like myself, I had no idea this was even a thing, but for the past couple of days, I've been doing tons of research. I'm here to educate you guys and tell you the story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and why she's so popular nowadays. Boys and girls, welcome back to another fresh, delicious, brand new video. Gypsy has just been released from prison a few days ago, actually, and everybody's talking about her release, and people are celebrating, her family's celebrating. But most of the time when people leave prison, they're not really happy because, you know, they're in prison for a long time for a reason. So when the media is happy about a person being released from prison, it must be like a wrong imprisonment, or they must have like taken out a pedo or something. I don't know. But in this case, it's a daughter that killed her mother. How is that even being praised in the media? Well, I'm here to educate you guys on why. Well, let's go ahead and rewind the clock and tell you guys the story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy had a mother by the name of Dee Dee Blanchard. Now, at a very young age, almost to the age of 3, Gypsy was a victim of Munchausen by proxy. Now, if you guys are not familiar with what that term is or what that is, it's basically someone that gaslights someone into thinking they're very terminally ill and reaping the profits of it. Now, as you guys can probably connect the dots, you guys are going to know how this is going to snowball into. But yes, Dee Dee Blanchard is a woman that lied to her own daughter and told her that she is clinically ill. Like, there's tons of things wrong with her. She can't walk, she can't speak. She even lied to her own family, and all of this was for sympathy and financial gain. Dee Dee also had a background in the medical field, which is why she was able to also lie to doctors, tell them symptoms that were not really there present, but could ultimately diagnose her daughter with all these illnesses that she did not have. Now, obviously, Gypsy at a very young age, she was skeptical, yes, but she kind of believed her mom, you know. She gave her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she is telling the truth. Maybe she is ill with all of these illnesses that she proclaims she's had. Leukemia, which is a cancer, and all of these other illnesses that she supposedly had. She couldn't even talk. She couldn't even walk, according to Dee Dee. She was not able to physically walk, so she was in a wheelchair for most of her life. She also even lied about her own age, making her 4 years younger than she really is, and therefore she's able to reap these benefits of her being an underage and under the parental guidance of Dee Dee for much longer. And you might be asking, what are these benefits that she was getting out of all of this? Well, Dee Dee started GoFundMe's for one. People felt sad, people feel bad, so they started donating to her. And even the Habitat of Humanity sponsored a trip to like Disneyland and other trips around the world. She traveled the world, all in the pretenses that she was terminally ill, and this is like her dream goal to do all this stuff. And at the end of the day, Gypsy was perfectly fine. Now, why is Dee Dee in jail and not her mother, you might be asking? Because that's kind of odd, right? Her mother should be in jail, not Gypsy. Her mother was the one behind all of this, the mastermind behind all of it. But Gypsy is in jail. How is that even possible? Well, when Gypsy was around 18 to 20 years old, like her real age, obviously her mother had lied and said that she was 16, but she met this guy online by the name of John, and her and John got along very well. They even went on a date, obviously with Gypsy's mom, Dee Dee. She was also there. But they also got a moment alone when John carried her to a bathroom nearby. And at this time, Gypsy already knew all of this was going on and how her mom was doing this all for attention and all of these benefits. So she was able to communicate with John on how are we going to stop my mother on doing this? How are we going to stop her from continuing this wrath that she's on right now? So both of them plotted a plan on how to execute her mother. Now, at this time, Dee Dee was kind of skeptical about the relationship. She wasn't too sure about John because I think she knew that John may be onto something that Dee Dee did not want her to know. They want him to know. Dee Dee had lied to her whole entire family and Gypsy herself, but obviously Gypsy is not mentally ill or has all these illnesses, so she can put 2 and 2 together and was able to understand that this was all a deception and a fraud. Fast forward 2015, John and Gypsy formulate a plan to execute her mother. So John drives all the way from Wisconsin, I believe he lived in, drives all the way down Gypsy and Dee Dee live, and go ahead and do the unthinkable and execute her mother. Now at this time, even the family is all gaslit. They all think that Dee Dee is ill, literally. She cannot walk, she cannot take care of herself, and that this guy has taken her ransom. And so the family is also trying to find Gypsy and the boyfriend because they know they were a thing, and so they're all trying to find her. The police ultimately do find her because Gypsy was posting on Facebook, and they were able to pinpoint where these messages were being sent because she was using her phone. And so they ended up finding Gypsy and the boyfriend and sending them to jail. Gypsy had a sentence of 10 years since she did not commit the crime. The boyfriend was the one that had the knife and was the one that actually went through with the execution, and he was sentenced to life in prison. Now Gypsy was set to be released in 2026, which will be her 10-year sentence, but she served 85% of her sentence and was released early in probation, and she just got released like 2-3 days ago, and December 28th she just got released, and everybody was on her side because there was tons of documentaries that were coming out on how she was a victim and how her mother essentially abused her and took her whole childhood away, all because she wanted all of these perks from a sick child. Gypsy also states that she does regret killing her mother. She feels the way that should have played out was a role reversal. Her mother should have been sent to jail and not her, but it is too late now. And so she does end up regretting she did end up killing her mother. But the fact that she is no longer manipulating her in her lifestyle and her life is a sign of relief for her. So when she got released, she got a huge celebration by her family, by her dad and her step siblings. She also got married in jail, which a lot of people find a little sus because her new husband, looks kind of like her mother, like a guy version of her mother. But she's out here living her best life. She's on social media. She's posting her release. She's posting it on social media. She's living it up. She's having fun and she's free. So she's out here stunting her style. And now a new documentary on Netflix will be coming out pretty soon, as you guys can probably already guess, because all of the virality equals more views to Netflix. So Netflix is also working on a memoir documentary. I'm not sure what it is because they've already released one in the past of like the whole thing that went down, but they're releasing a new one, like a tell-all type of documentary and the after of what she thinks, because they were not able to fully understand the mind of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. But anyways, I just here to keep you guys up to date on the whole Gypsy Rose Blanchard, because I know a lot of you guys are probably confused. I was myself until I did all this research. I didn't know who she was, but I did see a lot of people talking about her release out of prison, and people were excited, people were not. I don't know. It was a whole mess, and I wanted to know more about it. So this is it for you. This is like a Cliff Notes version for you guys that are curious about Gypsy and why she's even on the news and why people want to talk about her. But yeah, anyways, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Let me know if you guys heard of the story. What do you guys think? Again, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you all in the next fresh, delicious, brand new video. Peace out. Oh.